start with you first. Just your general thoughts on the club and like what does this actual club mean for you?
To me, it means a sense of something to do after school. So it's about us making something that will appeal to the viewer's eye, make them like, hey, I want to do that.
So
it helps stimulate the reader's imagination, enabling them and us to feel better about the world. And it's a good thing that we're not fighting and everything. We'll probably be dead now. Anyway, I think it's best that we keep doing this project because of the fact that I like this project.
All right, so you mentioned 2 points, and I'm gonna just ask everybody a few questions. You mentioned 2 points. One thing is that it gets people interested in the club. Do you feel like we've been able to do that? And if so, how?
That's how we got Antonio.
So that's how we got Antonio?
That's how we got Garrett. He's cool. See,
I got new Power Rangers at the table.
Cheers.
More than 9.
All right.
He's the Power Rangers.
So, let's Rangers. All right. So,
Red Ranger.
what I want you, Tavon, one more thing that you mentioned. You said it stimulates the reader's mind. How does it stimulate the reader's mind?
Like me when I watch Naruto or any other anime, it gives you new ideas about new perspectives. It allows you to look at things in different ways.
So you feel like we've been able to do that in this particular club also?
Doing this enables me to think of many different things. Every time we do a scene, it gives me more ideas, more ways to show it, more ways to put it, to make it more interesting for the viewer.
Okay, so somebody else, just general thoughts on the club. Who wants to go? Gibbs.
The club, I think the club is actually pretty good. It gave people
You're always screaming for it.
It gave people a chance to do something that was extremely out of the ordinary. That was not many people would have actually thought about doing. So there's many people that joined the club. There were people that joined the club. One person that left the club.
So I'll get back to you, Tavon. Gibbs, what did the club personally do for you? Because you weren't you just moved to New York City also, right? So you just came to the school. So what does this club do for you in that sense? Because we actually had conversations about that.
Well, I thought of it as a new beginning, and this was something that was,
what have you done in the past?
Like you made some friends.
So for Gibbs, it was a new beginning. Tavon, you have something you want to say?
Yes, because of this club, it allowed me to live out my fantasy.
Which is?
Having the power to teleport.
Power to teleport.
Wow. That was a kid.
All right.
But you can teleport anywhere you want. You're good.
All right, so hold on. Let's keep everything on track because everybody had an opportunity to choose a role or a power that suits them. But also people had roles within the group that help to develop the actual project. So for instance,
a fight coordinator.
Brian, we'll go to you. So Brian, what was your main role? Like what talent were you able to discover through the club? Everybody just listen up because your camera's picking up everything.
Well, the talent that I picked up, I guess, from here was being mostly photography.
Right.
I mean, I know how to take good pictures and learn from this group. I've learned how to take much better pictures, more angling, more advanced photography.
And there was one other thing that you was able to discover that could have helped the group earlier, but you was able to kind of put it out recently. And you talked about editing and directing, something you're trying to do. So speak about that. What were you trying to do in the future now?
Well,
like how did the editing help you with that, or directing?
Well, I'm not sure because I saw it from somebody. He was making his own play, and he kind of just write the titles of the scene, just the important fact. In one scene, he just write 5 different topics, and he wrote details of it. So I kind of took it and do some of the scenes and write the details. And I guess that will help me in future for when my career comes. I could help direct or give an ideas by doing what this person did.
So directing, give me 1 or 2 key aspects that a director must possess, like 1 or 2 key qualities that you feel a good director must direct in order to be effective at what he's doing.
Well, he needs to make sure the environment, so I guess one of the keys is in the environment, like all around you see what you could come up with to the different angles,
right?
And I guess What is
So
another
you mean
thing?
he has to be able to improvise?
Basically.
Improvisation.
By just looking at around you will improvise on where you direct
All right.
and where you need to set your cameras at.
All right, cool. Jordan, let's go to you. You had a role, and you talked about it. When we, one more thing. Oh, hold on. Yes.
And one more thing. Don't judge us. We are having really fun. All right.
Really fun is what is having a lot of fun. Not having really fun. Nah, you definitely need to go to English class.
All right. Let's keep it focused. Go on, Jordan. Let's try to keep it focused. Everybody, listen up. The camera's picking up everything, so I want them to be able to hear what y'all are saying. All right. So Jordan, you wanted to make sure. Listen up, y'all. You wanted to make sure that the comic book that we're doing had a purpose. Like it wasn't just about fighting. So why did you want that to be key into the comic book?
I wanted it to. I wanted like the viewers to be affected by it in a way to feel that it'd be something. I want the viewers to be affected by it in a way so they feel that they have something they can relate to, or there's a purpose to. Maybe it's a purpose to having a certain ability deep inside, like maybe more for it to relate to life, to feel it to a normal human being, like maybe to it for me being like for it to be to a person who probably abandons himself from society, for them to understand that like they have the courage inside. They just have to believe it, and we all have to start from somewhere.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So let's say, for instance, one of the chapters. Can you tell us any of the chapters that you did the summary for? Like, what was one of the key things we were able to incorporate into the comic book that was like a lesson learned? Fellas, the camera's picking up everything.
Mustafa, the line you gave Mustafa, know your intentions.
Know your intentions. What does that mean? What's the purpose of that?
Well, from my view, I believe that means Mustafa has to make his own decisions and know, and has to guide himself. It's like a lesson in independence, as in you have to learn to look for yourself, or know your purpose in the world, and know how your powers can benefit you, or your special qualities, how it can benefit you.
I appreciate that. All right, Cruz, you're up. So Cruz, all right, fellas, listen. Once again, every single thing that y'all are doing off camera, the camera's picking it up.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. I want y'all to, the camera's picking everything up, like in terms of sound. So, listen up. All right, so Cruz, you're up next. So you were the first person to kind of start the club with Denise. Tell us, like, how has the club transformed to what it was in the beginning to what it is now?
Well, in the beginning, we were just trying to like recruit people, and to tell the truth, it was kind of hard because after I tried to get some people to join, they didn't, and I had to drag Gibbs and Roberts to come. After they came, we eventually got a couple other people to come.
What were some of the things that we were able to do to kind of attract people to the club, you felt?
Some of the people saw us having a little tournament, and some other people saw us doing digital media around the school, and they thought that it would be pretty cool to join.
Okay. So for you, like what do you feel draws you here? Because you say that you don't like school, but you understand the importance of it, and you've been able to focus on changing your grades and changing your stance on school. So like, what do you feel draws you to this particular club? Like, why do you come here?
I basically come here because it's like the only club I've actually stuck with for the entire time. Every other club either bored me or I just didn't like it throughout the time. And yeah, right now I've gotten pretty better in school.
Much better, much better. All right. So what is it about this club though that has allowed you to say? 'Cause you've done a lot of clubs, and what is it about this club?
That it doesn't keep its mind on one exact thing. Like in the beginning, we were just trying to do multiple things, and we settle on comic book, which is something we can all like. And I usually move from thing to thing until I find something that I can actually stick with.
All right, all right. Now we're going to go to Miguel.
Yes.
So listen up, fellas. It's only a few minutes. We got a few more people to interview. For you, you came into the club like midway in. What has been your experience, and what have you learned? Because you've changed your career, what you're interested in doing now, right?
When I got here, I was instantly got interested in the editing program of this part. He taught Daytwan here taught me about a bunch of stuff about the computer editing that I did not know, and I think is going to be very valuable later on.
How so? Like, how do you feel like it could potentially connect to what you want to do in the future?
Because careers like video game designing, you have to know what your media is. You have to make your own media and that stuff. So editing that, learning how to edit early on is going to be very helpful.
All right. Appreciate that.